All right, what is up, party people? Welcome back to the podcast. Got one of the guys who's in my coaching things, and he's had some pretty cool results that I wanted to share with everybody. Love the mentality of winners, so I like bringing him on here, driving traffic you guys' way. So this is Justin Smiley. What company are you with, Justin, or IMO?
Yep, I'm with Symmetry Financial.
Symmetry Financial Group. Okay, yes, my old company. So he's been in the industry, property and casualty, since 2016. He made the switch to be a life insurance agent primarily back in August. And in the last 4.5 months, he did a little over $30,000 of production, almost 40. And he's looking to grow that to 300,000, 10 times that in the next 12 months, which I'd be happy to help you do, man. So I got a text from you the other day. That's why I asked you to be on here. And you pretty much thanked me for that sales course that you chose to invest in. What did that do for you? Like, was that 30 grand all towards the latter part? Because it seemed like it just came here recently.
Literally like 25 of it. Like 15 has been this month. 10 was last month.
How much was that sales course?
$300.
That's a huge ROI, my man.
Heck yeah.
I'll put myself out there because I like making my products literally the best out there, and I want my free stuff to be better than anybody else's paid stuff. But when someone exchanges money for my services or goods, I want it to be phenomenal to where you share it with other people. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, just based on what it's done for you personally, would you refer that product out to other people? Just in all honesty, not going to hurt my feelings.
100%. I'm the kind of guy that if I find something I like, hey, try this, restaurants or whatever I'm doing. Other people need to try it, especially if it's something that's beneficial.
Like, guys, this
business.
Burger, it's got bacon, lettuce,
right,
pepper jack cheese. My man. All right. Well, let's get some criticism. Were there any things that you didn't really like about it, or what were maybe some of the negatives that you thought were maybe didn't help you as much? Or if you could pull something out of that, what would it be? Kind of give me your insights onto that.
Interesting. Honestly, I can't say that I would really take anything out. And here's why I say that. I think all the time when you're a beginner in something, that's not really the point to start determining whether somebody that's teaching you and has reached a level of success beyond you. You don't start criticizing yet. You meet higher successes doing everything that they say, and then you can make your own determinations. So at this particular, place in the game for me, I think even if it's something I'm not using right now necessarily, it may be something that I just have to, come into using later on.
Dude, that's well articulated, well spoken, Justin. And what were some of the really beneficial things you got out of it?
Honestly, probably the most beneficial thing in the whole course is the video that you did doing the sales presentation to, I think it was a younger girl. She was wanting to protect, her family. Her mom wasn't working and her sisters would have to, do extra work and all that kind of stuff. And here's why that was so beneficial to me is my background. I did call center work years ago, about 12 years ago. I did that for 5 years. 5-6 years, somewhere around there, before I got into PNC. And even in PNC, it wasn't as much of a call center. It was a family agency, but it was still kind of call center-ish. And so the way that you talk to your clients in those types of situations, it's a lot more strict and you're trying to sound professional. And I listened to the way that you talk to that girl and I'm like, oh, so you're just having a conversation with a friend, just a straight on conversation. And it kind of helped me to understand you actually make more sales if you take away that, button up suit type of voice and just talk to people like you're their friend, give them the information in the most straight up way possible. And they'll receive it better. They believe you more. And that's honestly probably the most beneficial thing out of the whole class is before that, I was scared to ask certain questions. It's oh, that might be a little too personal. So, but you could just talk to people straight up. Like you're talking to your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister. They'll respect you more for it and you're going to get more sales.
You can even say, hey, do you care if I talk to you like one of my family members?
Absolutely.
It sets the frame. You set the frame for the conversation. And I'll give you kind of some of the background on to why I made this like this and why I switched to a question-based framework. One, it removes all the pressure off you and lets the client do all of the work. Lets the client come up to their own conclusions. And why I think this is so good is I'm just using statistics for most people. Half of America reads at an 8th grade reading level. Their comprehension is 8th grade. So that means the other half is 3rd grade. So the goal is not to sound clever. It's to be clear. It's clear-cut communication. It's very direct because, Justin, do you remember when you were a kid and your parents say, like, you don't understand or all this stuff, and you're like, I can handle it, I'm a big boy.
Right.
Exactly. We have the same mentality growing up. We don't want to be seen as less than. We don't want you to talk to us like a kid. We don't want you to beat around the damn bush. Be direct. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It's Mason VanMeter. Just a brief moment of your time. This is important, I promise, and we'll get right back into the video. I understand that most people that watch my videos, funnily enough, are not actually insurance agents. You're a family, you're a brother, you're a mother, father, sister, whatever the case is, and we all know social media is not going anywhere. Now, I know most of you are probably going to have some type of financial burden that you're going to leave behind in the event that something unfortunately happens to you. Now, what we see on social media is 99% of these insurance agents pitching these ideas like infinite banking, tax-free retirement, and to be quite honest, most of them do not know how to structure these policies at all. Now, why is it important to you? Because they're going to put their own pocket bank first. They're going to put their commission raise first. They're going to put this free trip to Hawaii, all expenses paid, first. How are they going to do that? They're going to screw you over on an insurance policy that they were taught to drive up target premiums on. That way they get a fatter commission deposit. And I think that's wrong. So before you buy into one of these concepts that these people just clearly do not know how to use. So before you buy into one of these get-rich-quick schemes as one of these TikTok or social media insurance agents showed you, understand that they're putting their best interest first instead of your best interest. And I think if you've been following me for a while, you understand that I train insurance agents to always put their prospect and their client's best interest first, because when you do good in the world gives you good back. And that's a principle that I'll live the rest of my life on. So before you sign any type of applications or paperwork with someone who's pitching these concepts that they just do not understand to you, reach out to me on any social media platform at Mason VanMeter. I'm not that hard to find. Or text the number on the screen and I'll partner you with one of my agents that I personally trained who is focused on putting your best interest first rather than their own pocket bank. Like I said, I understand most of you are going to leave some type of financial burden behind, and you don't want to do that. You want to be someone who's remembered as someone who planned ahead and someone who cared enough about their family and friends and loved ones to protect them before the disaster strikes. Let's go ahead and plan for the vacation that we know we're going to take one day. So reach out to me or once again text the number on the screen and I'll partner you with an agent who's going to put your best interest first instead of their own bank account. Thanks for watching. Let's dive back into the video. People respect it a lot more, and especially when you just tell the truth, even when it's not what they want to hear, they will respect you more because you are comfortable enough with yourself to know that you're not responsible for how others deal with their emotions, and you're just going to tell the truth.
Absolutely.
They can trust you whether they like you or not.
Absolutely. And if you don't tell them the truth, somebody else is going to do it to make that sale. So, it's better off. Most people would just rather you just be straight up with them. Don't try to sugarcoat things or say it in a roundabout way. Just tell them straight up. If the client respects you, I think they, for the most part, they're going to want to do business with you.
Yeah, like people who are like each other tend to like each other. That's the basis for rapport. I've learned all that stuff in my neuro-linguistic programming classes, but if I was to consider myself anything, I think it would be a linguist. I love language. Like most men love girls, I love language.
Makes sense, man.
It's probably because my testosterone levels are so low, I could really care less about being intimate with women or anything like that. But I'm getting that stuff fixed. But the power of words, dude, because what do they teach you in school? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but what?
Yeah, they say words will never hurt you.
Words pierce. Words are like swords.
Absolutely.
They'll slice you and dice you. And most people just tell themselves the wrong words.
100%.
Most people just feed themselves the lies and the story about why they can't have what they want in life. And it's sad because that is the power of language. You get stuck in these vicious feedback loops and you go into a downward trend or spiral simply because you keep feeding yourself the same negative thought patterns and lies over and over.
100.
Thoughts actually produce signals or frequencies. And when you're running on the same frequency every day, I can't do this. So-and-so's better than me. He wrote 50 grand of submit, even though he only issued 5,000. That sucks, by the way. Like 85% fall off rate. Have fun with those chargebacks. But it's like people get, it's so vicious, man. And I hate seeing it, but it's like they do it to themselves because they keep these same patterns and programs that they picked up from their parents, their grandparents, and their friends when they were 0 to 7 years old. What I see in successful life insurance agents is emotional intelligence. They dealt with at a very young age, and they struggled a lot. So they learned to become critical thinkers and problem solvers. I think the people who struggled the least in life are going to have the biggest problems in this industry because they are forced to face the facts about themselves that they do not like.
Absolutely. I think you can, and if I'm honest, even my first, month or two, I'm a pretty talented person just outside of things, outside of this, everything I've done for the most part through life has come fairly easy, even though life isn't always necessarily easy. I'm good at things pretty easily and pretty quickly. So, when I came into the business, I just thought it wasn't going to be easy for me to I'm just going to jump in here and submit, sell. So like, there's not going to be anything to this, right? So I quit my old job, cold turkey, jumped into this. And my first month in, I submitted 2 policies for $2,485. One of them issued, and I had one deposit for $300. That was the entire month of August, and I'm like, all right, next month, you know what I'm saying? But I went into it with that same attitude, like, this is going to be easy.